and when and what actions we're taking to correct. So you get it directly from the person in charge. When I came in here, we found out that all of the management files, vendor files, were mixed up. We found vendor invoices and homeowner files. We found warranties in homeowner files. We found homeowner information in vendor files. We have 832 units here, plus the activities of the clubhouse and the office. So you can imagine what type of a mess we have to deal with. At one time, for 1 week, we had 7 people in the office going through all of the files and attempting to straighten them out. Actually, I have yours. I did do a little script. Unfortunately, I did not bring it with me, so I'm going to wing it. Bottom line is, your property has deteriorated to a level that your property management companies of the past should be absolutely ashamed of themselves. The office, we have found records where we were supposed to notify our attorneys in telling them whether or not we wanted to move forward with liens, which were forgotten because the board never received them. They were lost in files and folders all over the place. There's no way I can express my shock as to KW Property Management's actions and activities here, or lack thereof. It's just amazing as to what we found. We're slowly putting it back together. I've heard from homeowners here that they feel that the board's been inactive. That's not true. Any of you can stop by any time that you wish, and I'll be happy to show you the contracts and proposals that we are receiving on a daily basis on anything from landscaping to repairing the roof here in the clubhouse, the pump room roof, building roofs, grounds, just about anything that you can think of or name. So if there's any questions, ma'am.
Can you give us a status on like when the repairs are going to start, for instance, on the roof?
The proposals that we have received are in the favor of the contractor, not in the favor of the community. This has been one of the issues. We paid for an elevator repair here. We initiated first payment, never received our partial lien release, although there's a notice of commencement in place. We contacted the elevator company, requested our lien release. They refused to provide it to us until we give them their final check. So we have little issues like this popping up. They will get paid when they bring us the final lien release. We'll give them the final check.
The roof?
The roof, again, when you invest hundreds of thousands of dollars in the repair of a roof, your proposals, your contracts, your RFPs all have to be structured correctly and in favor of the association. You have had problems here with roofing contractors that have basically come in, patched up your roofs, charged you top dollars, and now we still have problems with those roofs. So one of the reasons I was brought in here is because of my background, and hopefully this will not occur again. Sir?
There are rumors swirling about, with regard to our maintenance staff.
Yes, sir.
And they, I understood that their contract is done, KW's contract is done the end of the month, and since they work here through KW, in essence, they are done at the end of the month. Is that the case, or is there any, what is the status of that?
That's a little bit more complex. Some will be remaining, some will be going because they were actually hired by KW. However, I haven't gotten to the point of assessing the maintenance department. I have looked at the maintenance shop, and it's deplorable. When I got here, it was nothing more than a zoo. Lights have been removed to compensate for power consumption for aquariums and heat lamps for lizards. We had 4 bird cages in the shop, but yet you couldn't work in the shop. So I have not moved my focus to the maintenance department as of yet. Presently, I'm working on security and in the administration portions of the community.
But as of now, the maintenance staff, as far as they're concerned, have been let go unless you decide to hire them.
No, we have a mixed blend in there. If you'd like to stop by the office tomorrow, I'll show you what I'm talking about. It's a
Thank-
little bit more complex than we have time to go into here.
Thank you very much.
Joe?
Yeah, and just for a point to note, there's been a lot of complaints about the washers and dryers, especially on the dryer side, not drying during the cycle, having to use, I've heard as many as 3 cycles to dry heavier clothes. One of the issues is keeping the vents clean. There seems to be an issue, or there was, in the dryer, there's a first lint barrier, which is supposed to be cleaned out by the user every time they get done using it, but naturally there's lint filtering through that, and it's clogging up the inside of the dryer, which again, if you don't have the proper ventilation, the clothes aren't going to dry properly. So I just wanted to make a note of that so that you're aware of it. A lot of unit owners are complaining about it.
I am aware that we have problems in some of the buildings.
Yeah,
In one case, our roofer, again, nobody was monitoring his activities, actually tarred over one of the vents and sealed it. Again, this is why the board elected somebody like myself to come in here. I've worked on projects as large as $186 million to construct a building as the bank's agent, so I have a little bit of background in it. The other thing, Joe, is as you know, with the dryer, there are actually 3 lint filters.
yeah.
There's one in the door, one in the chassis, and then one before it hits the pipe. If any of those are plugged, we have issues. Axum has not been very responsive, and again, I need to get my house in order before I can get your house in order. I need to get my office put together, I need to make sure my office can flow and function, and then I can bring my focus onto the physical aspects of this community.
Normally I would have got you offline, but this lady here was just screaming at me for the last 10 minutes about it.
That's fine. Feel free to come in and scream at me.
And you know
That's
what?
what I'm here for.
She is damp.
Any other questions? Sir?
Some of us had prepaid things with KW. Do you have, are we going to get in the near future, i.e. prior to the 1st of April, an address where, and a lockbox where we may define payments to be made?
There will be a mass mailing going out, okay, actually middle of next week, that will address that and some other issues.
The middle of next week.
Yes, sir.
That puts us around 23, 24, is that right?
Well, we're looking at 22nd, 23rd.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Going on from that, we live in England. I have my maintenance taken out directly from the bank. What happens? Do I have to set up a new direct debit or whatever you call it over here?
You should call your bank and advise them that United Community is now the automatic debit account. We will be sending out forms, however, it's my understanding from our accounting firm that if we have a signed debit form that you utilize with KW, they can use it. So it should continue automatically.
Do you want me to leave it? I will be here for the month of April. So do you want me to see whether or not that is taken automatically?
Please.
But I don't want to have any late fees.
We're not KW, we're human beings.
That took me 4 months of phone calls from England last time, which was expensive.
I don't think you're gonna have that problem this time. Any other questions? What I'd like to do at this point is to ask my office manager, Elizabeth, to provide you with a brief report as to what she has found in the office. And again, from time to time, you'll be hearing from the maintenance staff, the office staff, my office manager, your head of maintenance, and your head of security. They will be coming in behind me to give their own reports. This way you get the opportunity to talk directly to the person in control besides myself.
Thank you. Just to kind of review a little bit about what Mr. Harvey
Can't
said.
hear you.
Speak up.
Just a little bit of a review of what Mr. Harvey has explained to you. the record keeping in your association office has been horrendous, and horrendous is not even close
We can't hear
a
you.
word to describe. Your file maintenance here was in total disarray, as he had stated, and we have spent a tremendous amount of time in order to get this office flowing and to assist you as owners in a very quick manner. We have effectuated the staff. We brought in extra people to help us get this up to date and running smoothly. We are ahead of schedule with the file maintenance plan. We hope to have everything in place by the end of next week rather than the end of the month, giving us a little bit more time to get hands-on with other things that are happening. We did have some challenges with some homeowners who had gate issues. We apologize. Former management staff had duplicated the barcode entries, which eliminated your access to the community. We apologize for their error. It has been corrected. We are in the process also of implementing new procedures in the office. Your phone calls will be returned the same business day, not sometime the next day or when somebody feels like it. We've had some challenges in this transition. We are overcoming them. We are here for you as an office staff. We work for you, the owners, under the direction of the board. Please, if you have anything that you need our help with, call us, come to the office. We're there to help you. And that's pretty much the end of the
Okay,
report.
let me have, I want to say something. Thank you, Henry and Liz. I want to bring something to your attention that you probably are not aware of. That the prior office staff has been indiscriminately issuing passes by the hundreds to people who came in, who got whatever they wanted for as long as they wanted. Somebody had a 30-day pass, then another 30-day pass, and another 30-day pass. Some people came in for 3 30-day passes in one day for 3 different people for a small apartment. We're watching them like a hawk, and we're not letting anyone who comes in for these passes get away with it. About the middle of April, it's up to the Henry, we're going to pull in every pass, and we're going to start a new pass system. And anyone who has an old pass will have to come in, prove who they are, fill out a form, bring certain ID and other information. This is going to be a way we're going to take a census of who is living in International Village. We've got squatters every single day. Yesterday, I was called that someone was moving into the Bordeaux apartment, B1M, and I went over with that gentleman, Boris, the captain of the, he can attest to this meeting, and we found people moving in who paid cash to an owner who was $3,600 delinquent. We told these people, they came into the office later, a nice young couple. I met with the owner today. He hasn't paid us maintenance in a long time, and we have to address it. What we haven't done is foreclosed on these people in a timely manner. There are people on the books that have $8,000, $10,000, $15,000 they owe us that we have not foreclosed on. So we have to catch up on that. But as far as addressing the passes, who's coming through the gate is going to get tougher and tougher, and hopefully, I believe that before the 1st of May, everyone who is legitimate will have a pass in International Village, and anyone who isn't will not have one. Okay? Yes?
What about barcodes? There's way more barcodes than we have legitimate.
This is
passes.
part of the program. Our computers have to be reprogrammed. Every barcode has to be checked out. Every individual access to this community through the front gate and into the clubhouse will be monitored. People have issued passes passes have been issued to people who don't live in the community so they can come in and use our swimming pool and our gym, and they're doing it. And they've got passes for 30 days. And then they have the gall to come back and say,
I want to renew it. And who are these people? Do they live here? No. And you want me to give you a pass so they can use our gym? Yeah, but it's my friend. That's over. We have to clamp down on these, and it is not an easy job. There are so many problems that have been created, but we're stopping everything. We're gonna have to invest in a proper, sophisticated system. We will address the barcodes at the gate, the entry for the other side, the entry to the clubhouse, and we will have accumulated a lot of information that will put us on a long way toward getting a census here in International Village, which is a long time coming. Okay, Stuart?
I'll try to make it short and sweet. Okay. International Village continues to lose $25,000 to $30,000 per month. We're taking measures to try and improve that situation. Ivy would be totally insolvent without the $2,300,000 that we receive in insurance proceeds. That's not negotiable, that's a fact. The only thing that would have saved us then is we'd have to have a heavy assessment and maintenance increase, but that's not gonna happen, so I'm not gonna belabor that. Right now, International Village is negotiating. When I say International Village, I'm talking about the board with a company called AFS. What they do, to make it very brief, they purchase collection accounts and they give us money for it. What this will do, obviously, it'll improve our cash flow and help us handle our lack of cash situation. We're very close to completion on that. I would say, with luck, it'll be in the next 2 weeks. They'll be on board, or we'll find something bad that we didn't find yet, and we won't be doing business with them. We've established new collection procedures that will reduce our delinquency and improve our cash flow. And as Scott said, we have the biggest mess I've ever seen in my life on papers from collection, that our collection agency, I mean hundreds, with 5 requests dating back to 2004, that everyone has ignored, and that's why we haven't had foreclosures. So I've arranged with the head of our collection agency. He's gonna come here and work with me on Tuesday, and he's not going out the door till we complete the job. As of 3/31, we have approximately $700,000 in accounts that are 90 days or more past due.
It's not 331.
I know that's a big number, but we're working on it. We have accounts, again, foreclosures is our biggest problem. Right now, I'm gonna devote myself almost 100% of the time to bringing in money for the village, because everything else is a secondary. We have no money, we don't have a village. This Tuesday, I have a meeting through some friends of mine with a collection agency who's supposed to be the best collection agency in the state of Florida. According to the reports, I haven't met with the people, he gave me some preliminary, but everyone says they're the greatest, besides Muhammad Ali, and we're gonna meet with them and see how good they are. If they're good, we'll make a report to the rest of the board, we'll get involved with them, and we'll go further. Right now, I'm still working to replace Wachovia. That doesn't mean I want to increase our line of credit, but Wachovia leaves a lot to be desired. For those of you who don't know,